Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. I get it. The sound quality is not that great because I'm in an old pickup truck on a gravel road, so it's bumping and squeaking and the exhaust is loud. I've heard that before in the videos, but I don't have time today to make a regular video. Just dropped off a load at the house. Our monthly meeting has ended, and we're in the cleanup stage, and it takes us 2 truckloads now of stuff to and from each time. So wife, kids, and several other people are still at our meeting place cleaning up, packing, and I just took a pickup load stuff home, heading back to get the rest and the family. But I thought I would take a moment, since I got a little bit of a drive, to talk to y'all. Number one, the meeting was, I think I have said this every time we have a meeting, and that's a good thing, but I think it was just about the best one. We had some good speakers, and I don't want to discount from that, but I think the reason why it was the best is the people. I think people are really starting to get serious, okay? And we're seeing, as people become more serious and they realize that the world is changing a lot faster than what they thought it would change. It's really serious crunch time to get ready. We've got a lot of plans. Today the meeting was mostly focused on, natural healing, natural health. We had 2 different speakers. One was a couple of ladies talking about homeopathics and tinctures and things like that. And then we had another gentleman, very knowledgeable veteran, and he did a little demonstration and talk about essential oils. So that was the big focus in today's speakers. Next month, we're focusing on ham radio. We've done an introduction to ham radio class already, and so this is a little bit more intermediate type stuff. And then we've also got plans for some more medical training in the next coming couple of months or so. We are raising money right now for an enclosed trailer because, like I said, it's taking, even in a full-size pickup truck, it's 2 truckloads to the event and 2 truckloads home. So it'd be nice to have, and then storing all that stuff at the house it's taking up a lot of room. So it'd be nice to have an enclosed trailer where I don't have to load and unload, and then have a place to store. But we're also hoping to raise enough money and find an enclosed trailer big enough that we could also have kind of a mobile triage medical in it, and then a mobile radio where we could keep like group radios, and then maybe one like base radio in it with an antenna that we can erect on the trailer. And so that's something that we're working on, raising money. Sold some t-shirts today to raise money for that, and maybe doing a few other things. So that's the kind of stuff that we're working on. There's other things, but those are just some of the things that we're working on. I'm telling you folks, that like I said, that it was a good meeting. The reason why it was, people are really they're really kind of hunkering down, and that's the thing that I noticed. And I actually had several people come up to me and tell me the same kind of thing, that was the feeling that they got today. There was a lot of talk around the whole, Supreme Court decision, the actual couple of them, and a few other things going on that's just widening the divide in America. That while ending Roby Wade is a good thing, and everyone there agrees that, and I'm sure most of you do also. We realize that it's probably taking us down a path of greater, separation, and very possibly some kind of a civil war, or leading. It's a turning point in American history. But what I was getting at is that in every meeting, especially when we're talking about meetings this size, I mean, we're talking 200 to 300 people a meeting, which that's quite large. In fact, I've been told by a few people that would have more knowledge than I do that we may possibly be having the largest regular monthly prepper meeting in the country. We're not sure of any other group that's having a monthly meeting that's getting more than 200 to 300 on average, and sometimes even more. But because there's that many people, there's always going to be the people that show up. You know, there's free food there, you know, a little socializing, but they're, you know, the people that they like the idea and they do a little prepping, and they're getting a little bit prepared. And I'm not talking just about putting food back, but I'm talking really getting ready for the world that's changing before our eyes. A lot, you know, there's always going to be those people in a group this size, a meeting this size, that may not be quite as serious. And what the comments that I received today from numerous people is that no one had noticed that today. That like everyone there, people had notepads out, pencils, pens, taking down notes. A lot of sharing information with, you know, amongst people. Individuals planning, you know, finding out that people live not too far from them, so they're planning to meet and help each other out or train or something together. This was happening a lot today, more so than probably I've ever seen before. And so the comments that I received from several people, these are regular attendees, that the group seemed to be very much more serious and focused today. Like we could tell that there was this kind of air of seriousness, that people they're transitioning from that, you know, I do this because it's a good idea, to I'm doing this because I know pretty soon it's going to be survival. And while everyone could be wrong, I think when you start to see that many people in a group kind of take on that kind of mentality, it kind of makes you think that, you know, things are changing in this world, in this country. And just in the last few days, as we're seeing more of that divide, more rioting, more hatred. Just about everyone there that I talked to about this, and I can tell the same story, and so can my wife, of over the last few days having family members and close friends basically, you know, make sure that this is one side or the other. If you're going to be on the other opposing side, we can't be friends. We're not going to be family anymore. I mean, it's getting to that point. We're seeing such hatred and anger just in the Supreme Court decision alone increase, more so than we've seen in the past. I don't know how else to put it, but I think that we're seeing a turning point. You know, we're going down the same direction, same road, but this is kind of a transition point that it's probably going to start, you know, getting even worse. Not just supply chain, politics, war, and then just the kind of the dissolution of unity here in the United States that's been going on for a while. I mean, this is not new. It's just, you know, maybe the straw that breaks the camel's back. I don't know. And so my message, I guess, to you for right now is that even if you don't necessarily have a community like what we've got going here today, don't give up on trying to find others around you. But even if, worst case scenario, you are stuck being a lone wolf, you're on your own, you can number one, you can survive if you've put your head to it. I mean, you know, having a community and working together certainly makes things better and easier, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it on your own. But secondly, and most importantly, is that I think we need to take this, the things that are happening, and really kind of understand how they are changing things, how things are changing very rapidly. just since the Russia invaded Ukraine, how many different incidences has happened, things that have happened since that moment that has pushed us forward and further down the line even more so. I mean, there's been several, and we've seen that happen this week with the couple of Supreme Court rulings, the Second Amendment one and the Roe v. Wade one, that came out that while us conservatives cheer them, they're great, and I praise the Father that there's going to be, children, and especially like here in my own state, Missouri, Missouri was the first to end abortion. I'm thankful for that, but I also see that there's going to be some repercussions for this, and the fight is no way near over, and this is all being set up to just further the divide, tear families apart, tear up relationships. We're already seeing that happen. And so folks, now more than ever is that time to really start getting your houses in order. Really start buckling down on not just your food preps and your Band-Aid preps and that kind of stuff, but really thinking through the process of how bad it's going to be. Wow. And think of the extremes, because if you prepare for the extremes, you're going to be prepared for anything. What are you going to do when the lights get turned out? What are you going to do when the rioting and the mobs become worse and worse? What are you going to do when it's unsafe to go to the store, or fuel prices are so high that people are stealing fuel right out of your tanks left and right? They're already doing that in some areas, and there are already some areas you can't even keep a catalytic converter on your car. As this expands into areas that haven't seen that kind of crime and that kind of instability, what are you going to do when that happens? And that's the kind of preparations you need to be doing, is working through that kind of mental training of what to do, and then having a plan and acting on that plan to be as self-sufficient now as you can, and then continue working towards more self-sufficiency, more preparedness, more readiness. And that's where we need to be. We need to be in that state of readiness. Preparedness, we talk about that. Preparedness is getting ready for something that could happen. Readiness is getting yourself ready for something that is happening. And so that's really where we need to be, in a state of readiness, because it's happening right now. And some of you it's affected a lot. Some of you it's only affected a little so far, but it's coming. And that's what we have to get ready for, folks, because we are absolutely watching the world that we grew up in and knew how it was. It's all changing, and it's not changing for the good, and it's changing quite rapidly. So folks, get your houses in order, prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video.